Like technical issues here. We're about a few minutes late. That turns out to be a camera issue, which I had to restart OBS and do all sorts of funky stuff. So, but we're here now, and I'm here with Ketroc. Thank you very much for joining us again, Ketroc.
Yeah.
That's all
Looking
good.
forward to it. I do see I'm in the lineup this week too, so I'll
Yeah,
be
yeah,
interested to
you're
see the results
first up.
myself.
First up. Yeah, we had some fun last week. Lots of bots, pretty much as expected. A few minor shocks, nothing major yet, I think you can say, but certainly a good opening for the tournament for your bot and a lot of the top bots. So,
hmm
yeah,
Yeah,
see.
and then with the different format this season, I actually have kind of like no idea who's playing who in the later round, so it's makes it
Yeah,
more of a mystery, I guess.
yeah, it makes it a lot harder to snipe bots as well, so it's a
Yeah, that's a good thing.
interesting one. Let's have a quick look at our current league table. Again, you've got 8 bots on 1 to 0 and 8 bots on 0 to 1. No surprise there. Um, no real surprises there. I guess you could call out like Sharpened Edge beating Tier was a minor shock, and uh, you know, Benbot BC losing up against Caninana was also a slight shock there, I think. But
Yeah, Tier Sharpened Edge is a very close match, so
yeah, yeah,
I
generally,
think it's probably able to say at least it's a shock that went 2-0.
yeah,
I believe Xena was facing someone who was pretty close to his power level too. I can't remember who anymore, but
yeah. I
that also
think,
went 2-0 surprisingly.
yeah, I think Xena was up. No, Xena was up against Mike. No, or Xena's up against MicroMachine this week, I think. Um, but yes, so all right, so let's have a look at our first bot tonight. It is your bot, Ketroc, seeded fourth for the tournament. A reasonably straightforward 2-0 win against Smooth Brain in the first round. So
Yeah, he had trouble with the Cloak Banshee harass, so
yeah,
that made simplifies things when your opponent has no workers, I guess.
yeah, it does
But
make
I
things a
I
bit
expect to see
easier.
some good things out of Smooth Brain in the other series.
Yeah, yeah, he's up. He's up next week, I think. But you're up this week, so and let's have a look at your next opponent in line. It is Caninana, if I can say that. Had
Yeah, I think you
the
forgot one of the ends, but yeah.
yeah, so see eighth of the tournament had a 2-1 victory over Benbot BC in the first round. So
Mhm.
yeah, done pretty well there. I think that's Benbot BC is always a very very strong solid bot. So yeah, done well. All right.
Yeah, and maybe the most impressive series of the tournament thus far in
Yeah,
his way that he was able to manhandle the battle cruisers.
yeah,
Uh, Caninana has always been like a little bit underperforming. Like he's always like getting knocked out in the first round of tournaments, but we know he's a very strong bot. So he was easily cheesable, I guess.
yeah.
And yeah, now
Definitely.
we get to see him shine.
Now we get to see him up against one of the top bots. All right, let's have a look, shall we? You got the game ready to go?
I'm all good to go.
Okay, going in three, two, one, go. Okay, up in the top left-hand corner on Moondance, it is our Zerg bot. Caninana. Sorry,
And
had
in
to
the
do it.
bottom right, we have the red Terran. It is Ketroc.
So
So
you'll go
Ketroc is
first.
saying Hellbat all in, but I do have a BC Rush build, which I hope my bot does not choose after I saw how good Kenny Nana is versus battle cruisers.
Yeah, well, Hell Battle in is generally pretty good against Zerg because anything that Zerg has early is very weak to Hellbats. Zerglings and kind of roaches can get out sort of like kited by them a bit as well. But,
Yeah, this is the build I specifically made to snipe Eris, and it went about 0 and 100 versus Eris on the ladder, so I
oh
never pulled it out in a tournament, but the build does exist, so we can use it against other Zerg bots, I guess.
yeah. How are you choosing your builds now? Is it kind of like just whatever works or?
Yeah, just based on results, I kind of record what works and versus which bots, and then there's a little bit of randomness to the selection, but mostly it's just keep sticking with what works.
Yeah, that's always a good tactic. obviously, if bots do update and bring out something new, then you can always just adjust that a bit.
Yeah, and my bot will never use the last strategy it lost with, so
Yeah,
at minimum it'll switch up its strategy if it ever loses.
that's good. So early expansion from both bots, or reasonably on time expansion from Zerg. No army yet, no Zerglings, so pretty much safe in the early Zergling rush.
I have a weird feeling this is one of the builds where my bot actually understands that it has a pocket expansion. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
So I think for this all-in on any other map, it does a 2-base all-in, but just because this one has a pocket expand, it makes it a 3-base all-in.
Yeah, it's a nice little safe base to take down there.
Yeah, meanwhile, we do have the pool finished for Caninana, and yeah, a couple Zerglings coming out.
Yeah, nothing too massive there. So,
Yeah, Overlord getting picked on here.
Yeah,
Looks like he's trying to fly to... Well, he's not heading towards a pillar, per se. Maybe towards the gap, at least.
Yeah, he's heading towards safety, at least. I think he'll probably get away. Maybe?
Don't think so.
Oh, no, just about.
Even the barracks was floating to chase after him in case he did go towards the pillar.
Ah, nice. That's a very good tactic.
Yeah.
But
except sometimes my bot forgets that it needs that space to land the barracks, so he'll build something else there, then my barracks will float for the remainder of the game. So, little bug in my bot that still exists.
Yeah, not a nice little bug there. So a few little Zerglings. Roach Warren out now for Caninana.
2 factories have started now for Ketroc.
Yep.
3rd factory on the way now.
Yep, just going now.
I actually can't even remember this build, how it works. I know I built it for Eris like a couple tournaments ago, never used it, and I haven't looked at it since. I'm assuming I pull off gas at some point, and it just goes like pure Hellbat.
Yeah.
Not quite sure, but this is actually a 5th factory on the way now.
5? Oh, wait, no, 4, sorry. No,
Yeah,
you're right, 5, yes. Yeah, you're right, 5 of them, bloody that's a lot of factories there. You're going to be pumping out those Hellbats pretty soon.
So that's 10 Hellbats at a time, assuming I get reactors. Which I think can be supported on 3 bases? I don't even know.
You've got one
like
on
with
the way.
3 orbitals, and if all the mineral patches are filled, and I stop making SCVs, I think I can probably afford 10 Hellbats at a time.
Yeah,
we'll find out.
Just about.
Create spread is starting now for Caninana. Yeah.
3rd base on the way, but obviously a 3rd base for Ketroc is well up and running. No gas on the 3rd though, so yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, looks like Ketroc just pulled out of gas, actually. He was up to 3 gas geysers to get all these factories down.
Yeah.
And yeah, pulled out with exactly 10 gas in the bank, so yeah, just enough for all the reactors and the armory.
Nice.
Which is required for the Hellbats.
Perfect. So 6 on the way, 7, 8. Are we going to get the 10 at a time in production?
Well, this is like 3,800 minerals a minute with the mules, so...
Just about enough, yeah.
I guess it is a correct amount of the Hellbat, the correct amount of factories. I thought my bot was making way too many factories, but...
No.
If you cut everything and go all in, I guess that's supportable.
Yep.
And speaking of which, they are moving out. There goes the Marines and the Hellions. Yeah.
The Zerglings are going to wander through there, and they're going to end up with fried Zergling. So some nice roaches there. Roaches don't do too bad against Hellbats. Do have a few little Marines backing them up. Probably not for long.
I'm going to be relying on the splash damage of these Hellbats because I do not have detection, and these are burrow roaches, so they're going to be burrowing whenever they get low in health to regenerate.
Yeah, but it looks as though the splash damage is doing pretty well.
Yeah, as long as there's something nearby to shoot at, the weak burrowed roaches will still end up dying.
Yeah, so it's more in Caninana's interest to keep spreading these out, but I think Oh, and now the Hellbats are on the mineral line, which has all been burrowed. So yeah, it does look like these roaches are doing pretty well. But
Fourth
more,
base went down, so there's progress being made here from the Hellbite Island. That's going to be less larva, which is going to be really important.
yeah.
And with a lot of these drones staying burrowed, oh, getting roasted big time,
Oh
actually.
god,
Not the natural.
yeah. I think the problem is he's
The
roasting the
income will
spore
be too
crawler.
low.
The spore crawler is getting roasted, and that's splashing damage to all the drones.
Yeah. There's actually a bot author who figured out a way to like sweep a mineral line, shooting at the hatchery, and it'll kill all the burrow drones in the mineral line.
That's good. But yeah, there's not much mining going on now. The third base has gone down from Caninana.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be like too many Hellbats now.
Yeah.
Even if he doesn't lose a single roach from this point forward, I think it's just how do you kill all these Hellbats that are coming in off
Oh, there's so many of them.
range economy.
26.
Yeah. Even the marine production's not stopping, so it's 10 Hellions and 1 marine at this time.
No, I made the mistake. It's nearer 30 actually, because it counts the Hellbats and Hellions as different units on the units tab. So
yeah,
yeah, this has been a really fantastic all-in against Sporrid Roaches. Unless you spread them out, they're just going to get roasted anyway.
Yeah, and like roaches are the counter to this Hellbat all, and I do it in human play. It's the best unit the Zerg can make at this point in the game versus this.
Oh.
It's the Lings and Bailings that the Hellbats do really well against. But,
yeah. As the hatchery goes down, and that's it. I'm going to call fast forward on this one. GG, 1-0 to Ketroc. There we go. Nice, very quick win there.
Yeah, it's good to see that build used too. I think that's like the first. You put effort into a build and it never gets seen. It's never fun. So that's finally got to see some use out of it.
No, that's a really really good tactic considering like they made lots of roaches, and as you said, roaches normally be the counter, but not this time.
Yeah, I'm not sure what went wrong there for Caninana, because that is I think why I always lost to Eris when I tried this build.
Yeah.
He just goes mass roach and burrows them when they get low and pops them back up when they're high hit points again, and it was just like this never-ending wave of roaches I couldn't deal with.
Yeah, I think the problem was all the roaches were burrowed, but they were all in the same place, so you're able to splash damage and get them down quite easily from there.
Yeah, maybe just lucky with the splash damage, I guess.
Yeah. Right, good to go with game 2 when you are.
All set.
Alright, going in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, up in the top left-hand corner, down 1-0, looking to come back. It is Caninana.
And in the bottom right, we have the Red Terran. It is Ketroc. So different build this time, going with the Mass Mine Opener.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Caninana,
I believe that was actually another build specifically made for Eris, although it did have success for a little while, I think, at least.
Yeah. So Caninana.
Actually, no, maybe it wasn't made for Eris. I think it was just I just coded micro for Widow Mines, and then I decided to just change my battle mech build into just massing a bunch of mines at the start of the game to see what would happen.
Yeah, so nice hatch first from Caninana. Sticking with the same build, it looks like.
Widow Mines is one of those interesting units where you think like like a bot can do stuff with mines that a human can't. So you think of if you're just always fleeing when you're on cooldown, or staying always like unburrowing when you're detected, and
yeah,
you just have this like constant wave of Widow Mines like getting in as close as they can, burrowing, unburrowing when they have to. It can be pretty neat, the effect it has.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty. But again, it can be easier for a bot to dodge Widow Mines as well, because you can obviously borrow or blink out if you're Protoss, or get out of range now, I think.
Yeah, easy though, because the API doesn't tell you what the Widowmine is targeting.
Yeah, I guess there is that.
It's also it's kind of a double-edged sword though. It's also hard to target other units with the with your Widowmines.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what I need to retarget or not, so I just kind of let it auto target.
Yeah, I guess you can specifically target them just in case for when they when you do want to target something. But yeah, again, if you can't tell what it is targeting, then retargeting might do more harm than good.
Yeah, and you can't really tell if you're retargeting or giving it the same like there was some sort of weird thing with it. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I wrote a whole bunch of code for like targeting the perfect unit based off of like unit type and splash damage, and then I ended up just never even using it. I'm just like it just made it worse. I'm like just auto target. Whatever you're gonna hit is gonna hit.
Yeah. I guess it's something you could put some effort into, but it might just, like you say, might make it worse. Again,
Yeah.
So
I can't
hard.
remember exactly what it was, but there's definitely some technical issue.
Yeah.
Anyways, armory is coming down now, so now the Widowmines have the ability to stay cloaked after they shoot.
That's good.
One of the changes that happen to the Widowmine.
Yep. Not for the better if you're a Protoss player.
Although a little Scoutling will arrive and
yeah.
probably get the notice that Widowmines are on the menu.
No, I don't think he will.
Well,
I don't know actually.
A burrowed Widowmine is actually visible, kind
Yes,
of like a cloaked unit.
Yeah.
It's only burrowed Zerg units that aren't moving that have like no visibility at all to the opponent.
Surely this is very dangerous right here. Like if a Zergling got into your mineral line at that point, then that Widowmine would do a lot more harm than good.
Yeah, self-splash damage is
yeah.
It's definitely something my bot does not consider. Same thing with siege tanks. I will blast my own mineral line if there's a Zergling in there.
Oh yes. Constant problem of tanks.
Third base on the way for both players. We have an in-base command center for Ketroc. And a couple starports as well. Yeah. So 2 factories, 2 starports, and a barrack that's not being used.
Something to bring the Widow mines into play, I guess. Another starport coming down. I tell you what, there is nothing getting in your front door right now. Maybe not. So maybe that's a bit of a mistake there, because you got all of the Widow mines borrowed for just a single Zergling. So, oh, but Caninana's...
yeah, I think they burrow for safety, so whenever they are capable of being attacked, they will they'll end up burrowing.
So that could be very important right there, because that Zergling came across the opposite way to all of the Widow mines, and the Widow mines didn't actually see the Zerglings. But now they're going back.
Yeah, I think everything got distracted by that single Zergling, if that's what's happening here.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not. No, they're going back to third base.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe they saw like an Overseer or something. Yeah, they probably saw the Overseer, and then that ended the Widowmine attack.
Yeah.
They kind of like to attack non-stop until detection becomes a problem, which can obviously happen right at the start of the fight if they preemptively have detection.
Yeah. So these Overseers are just flying around.
Yeah, the Cyclones are now popping out of the factories, so I think that's it for the Widowmine stage of this build.
Yeah. Well, they're still useful to have around.
Yeah, they'll do what they can for the rest of the game, but as they die off, they probably will not get replaced.
Yeah.
So many Overseers just checking out these Widowmines.
Yeah. Oh, get out of the way.
The Overseer surround.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I think one's gonna go down. No. Got one shot off.
The problem is the Overseers aren't scared of Widowmines that are unburrowed.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, we'll just fly right on top of you. What bad could come of that?
Yeah, the Cyclone turns up to take out that one.
fresh creep tumor, which is always a nice thing.
Yep.
As creep can get out of control versus these bots. Fifth base now for Caninana. Haven't been watching his side too closely, but looks like he's got Roach speed on the way and triple Evo upgrades as well as Aspire.
Yeah, that's going to be useful for him. Yeah, I think Aspire is going to be a good thing, provided he doesn't fly a bunch of mutas straight over the sea of Widow Mines. Which we have seen happen before, and it's never a good thing.
Triple Evo is probably because a lot of bot authors don't play a lot of StarCraft 2. And when people don't play a lot of StarCraft 2, when they ask the question, which upgrade should I get? The answer is yes.
Yes.
Literally, people get every upgrade available to the race.
Yeah.
Most Terran bots, you'll see by the end of the game, have every Terran upgrade that exists.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like...
Even like the medevac upgrade that no one ever gets and stuff.
Yeah. It's down to the point they think they got a few spare minerals, so might as well spend it on something, right? You know.
I got my semi-new feature on my bot is active right now, which is my creep clearing squad. I got a little Banshee Raven squad out on the map, just kind of hovering the edge of the creep.
Yeah, that's good. There we go, let's go come round the back. Raven looks like it's going to get taken down by this Corruptor, maybe?
Yeah, not a chance air available for Ketroc, just a Cyclone to chase down the odd unit at the moment.
Yeah.
A couple Vikings are out, but they're dealing with one of the 40 Overseers on the map. A little tank push on the way, and the remainder of the Widow Mines is joining in.
Yeah, so Widow Mines coming over. And some nasty damage on the Roaches there. Ooh. Some good Widow Mine shots. Getting cleaned up by the Queens now, which is pretty much what you would expect.
Spread of units everywhere, even like the little Hellion harass going on behind these mineral lines.
Yeah. I think
it can be devastating actually. Whenever I saw Hellion harass, it kind of looked like it was useless because all the drones would just burrow and they never kill anything. But if you burrow an entire mineral line, that's quite the damage to your economy, at least short term.
Yeah, they're not going to pick up any minerals while they're burrowed, so yeah. I'm thinking here, even though Caninana has lots of Overseers, there's so many battles going on all over the map, it's difficult to have them everywhere, so these Widow Mines are getting a few shots off here and there. And yeah, some nice cleans up on the Hellions. So there's a nice little Banshee flying into the main with almost no health left. Gets taken down.
Meanwhile, Ketroc has decided to take the entire map, as he's now on like, what is that, like an 18 gas economy or something?
I mean, yeah, it's crazy. Both these bots are pretty healthy on bases at the moment, although Ketroc obviously has slightly more, which is going to hurt Caninana in the long run. But I am pretty sure that neither of these bots has enough workers to fully mine all these mineral patches they've got at the moment. So it's not going to immediately see a huge increase in income, I don't think.
Yeah, and these siege tanks actually aren't being taken out very often. They're getting pretty massive kill counts.
Yeah.
Siege tanks are kind of one of those units you want to stay away from or jump on top of.
Yeah.
And, instead they're just kind of, they're just mostly sitting in the sweet spot getting shelled non-stop.
Yeah. One is taken out. So we see the constant unburrow of these Hydras when they get hit by a Banshee.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I think Garrus is actually missing, is he gets burrow and does like really beautiful things with his burrowed roach play, but really all units can burrow. So it's not just the drones and the roaches, you can save queens, you can save hydras, as long as you're paying attention to where the detection is, burrow can come in handy for saving lots of units. And as we're seeing here, canceling the lock-ons of cyclones.
Cyclones, yeah.
Sometimes it's not even one missile fires, he like locks on and then there's just an instant burrow.
Yeah. That's going to be really annoying for those cyclones. As we see a few hydras and roaches kind of approaching the base at like 9 o'clock, but just hanging out there on the outside. I guess that's because of the PF there. They don't really want to go into that.
Yeah, there's probably some sort of threshold where it needs a certain amount of units before it even tries.
Yeah.
It's good to have, you don't want to just like slowly funnel to your death in front of a planetary.
So those bots are pretty near max supply now. They just need to throw the units at each other. As we have a bit of a run by going on 5th base of Caninana. Seems to be cleared up.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Caninana's going to do. He's got nice upgrades. He has the ability to maybe build some tier 3 units, but he has less bases and he's not trading well. And you combine those together and that's not a good long-term plan to have.
No, eventually that's going to...
Something's going to have to change for him here.
Yeah. I think he's just stuck at this nice little battle just down in the southwest. Kind of not really able to break through against all these banshees and tanks and ravens and cyclones and pretty much everything that Terran has. It's something you do see bots get stuck in a lot. It is like they'll end up having one really long battle at some point on the map, and it's just like chucking units into a blender most of the time. And although you'll see battles going on around the map, you'll end up seeing a long battle going on somewhere. It's gonna really hurt one of the bots.
Yeah. It's like a non-stop fight, but there's not a whole lot of fighting going on either. My banshees don't really want to attack when they're detected, and like all there is like corruptors, hydras, and overseers, so they're basically permanently detected.
So the corruptors have managed to jump on top of them now, which is nice.
Ketroc does have a fair amount of Vikings on the map, but they're just... because of all those overseers, they keep going deep, they're just always distracted by the overseers and not dealing with the corruptors. Though as I say that, I see some corruptors going down.
So it's a nice little Hellion run by on the at the 1 o'clock base.
My bot likes making a lot of gas-heavy units. Hellions is something it does when it has minerals to spare. Sometimes it uses them to clear things out, but if they have no role, they'll just go on a little harass run.
Yeah.
Trying to take out drones.
There we go. It does look like these corruptors are starting to get to work on the banshees, which is not too bad.
Yeah, taking some Widowmine hits though, and then the Vikings.
Vikings coming out, yeah.
Finishing work here.
That's not good. Canada are losing supply that they're not able to remake very easily.
Yeah, essentially, I think incomes are going to become an issue. Main bases are dried out now. Natural base will be drying out soon as well. Yeah, I don't like the chances for Caninana here, unfortunately, because yeah, it's just kind of more of the same for like the last 5-10 minutes. Just not trading well and stuck on 5 base.
Yeah, they've just not got enough gas either, I think is the problem. Starved of gas.
Yeah.
Plus
I think a lot of things for Zerg is really strong in the bot meta, but
yeah,
they definitely have the most difficult time probably in the late game.
Yeah.
A lot of the strong Zerg late game requires like strong spellcaster units and using them correctly, and that's a little more not micro-intensive, but decision-intensive, which is what bots don't excel at.
Yeah. Also, I think you've got like a lot of their units are very gas intensive, and obviously, unless they have literally every base on the map, as down comes the mana mules to take all his minerals away.
Yeah.
Oh.
When I stop needing minerals, I will start mining my opponent's minerals in case that they need them. It's like, I don't need them, so I'll just take my opponents away.
Yep.
They don't even need to return the minerals as long as they collect them. That's 30
Yeah.
or 25 less minerals than my opponent does not get.
Oh, they did collect them, and they're down back for a second round. Yep. And they don't quite make it, unfortunately.
Yeah, with the 5th base going down and now the 4th base as well, that's almost the end, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not much.
Natural and 3rd base has a little bit of economy left, but very little, yeah.
To convert your gas into good Bitcoin. That is a huge gas bank there from Ketroc. You just can't spend all your stuff.
Yeah, for some reason it's still mining 3 in each gas, too.
Yeah.
It's supposed to appropriately assign the amount of gas based on the environment. I guess it says thinks 6,000 minerals is more than enough, so better to
I
get
mean,
all the gas that you can than get all the minerals,
you could
just in
pretty
case
much
things start turning around.
lose everything now and still replace it. But Caninana is broke.
Can't believe there's still Widow Mines that are alive too. Those have not been replaced
Yeah.
since the initial batch of 7 at the start of the game. And they never even got Drilling Claws, which makes them a lot more vulnerable.
Yeah, as Ketroc now trying to bust in the front door and take down this 3rd base, which is not going to be easy, possibly. But yeah, I think it's almost game over now for Caninana, unfortunately.
Both players made it to 3-3-3 upgrades, so.
Yeah. Yeah, just got every single upgrade.
I got all the mech, all 9 mech upgrades, and Xena got all 9 ground upgrades.
Yep. Alright. I'm going to call it there and fast forward this because I think Caninana is done, unfortunately. But yeah, good showing there from Caninana, particularly in the second game, up against obviously one of the very top bots and our current champion. So,
yeah, unfortunately for him, Eris exists, so I probably put a little bit more effort in my TVZ than my other matchups. If you're Protoss, maybe you would have a better shot against me.
So, finish him. Ketroc taking some Mortal Kombat energy there.
Yeah, each series is a best of 3.
Fatality. Yes. So yeah, really good performance there from your bot, and Caninana obviously will have another game, and has still got a very good chance of making it through to the next round. So congratulations.
Yeah, Xena won week 1, yeah, so he's 2-2 now.
Yeah.
I think there's a good chance he'll make it through.
Yeah, I really hope so. It's a very well-made bot. Okay. Next up, we've got 2 bots that are have lost our first game and are desperately seeking for a win. First up, we have 12 pool bot that by Phantom. Yeah, so I come up against Eris, pretty much expected result. Got absolutely destroyed in the first game. Now looking to pick it back up again. Pretty much a one-trick pony there, but the one trick it does very well.
Yeah. But it's actually, it's just a couple of tweaks away from beating Eris, if I remember correctly. Because I think he arrives with like 8 lings, and Eris doesn't even have a pool complete yet.
Yeah.
So
that would be a
I think if
very
he pulls
big
a whole
upset.
bunch of drones as well, like you probably just run right over Eris at that point.
Yeah.
Because Eris was doing like the most greedy opener possible.
Absolutely. And his opponent, it is our old favorite. It is Tia. Tia. Lost to Sharpened Edge in the first round. It was a pretty close couple of games, even though the series went 0-2. So, but yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, I think he missed out on a couple of timing attacks where he had a big lead, and
Yeah.
I remember when I was casting those games, I wasn't sure who was going to win. That's about all I can
It,
remember.
it was
But then when
close.
the attacks happened, they didn't go well for Tier.
Yeah, it was one of those ones I think where like the first person to attack would lose, and Tyr was the more aggressive bot. So yeah, it was a pretty close series. All right, let's have a look at game one. I'll get it up when you're ready.
Yeah, I'm good to go when you are.
Okay, I'm just loading it up. Sorry, I should load that
Yeah,
up
no problem.
earlier. But yeah,
So
let's
Tier
say
is a bot that can play any race, but it's his Terran bot that he
yeah,
submitted to the tournament here.
yeah. And one thing about Tyr, it does have a lot of different builds, so you're never sure what's gonna come up first, and you know it could go either way. But I'm ready when you are. So
Yeah.
going in three, two, one, go. Okay. Down in the bottom left-hand corner in Hardwire, it is our unsurprising bot. It is 12 pool bots.
In the top right, we have the. I was gonna say the God of War, but I actually don't know what Tier is. I don't know
I don't
the
know.
legend behind Tier, but
God of
it's the blue
something.
Terran. It's Tier. Yeah, I remember in an interview years ago, Tier said he had like 60 builds just for his Protoss spot,
Yeah,
and then that doesn't include the other races and the years of development since then. So
yeah. There's a lot of different builds that Tyr can pull out. So and the first one is a nice little SCV heading across the map to somewhere. I don't know if that is a scout or if that's some kind of proxy. Seems a bit late for a proxy.
yeah, he's building a barracks at home. Seems like a good scout timing for an SCV.
Yeah,
Very human-like scout timing. Usually want to send your SCV in early, just check the pool timing, come back out, and then Reaper will take over the scouting duties a minute later.
yeah.
So he
So
does get in,
and he will see.
and he sees that the pool is complete.
Yep. And he might see sixlings coming straight towards his base. And what does he have? Not a lot at the moment. Barracks
Yeah,
is
and he actually
just
did
finished.
not see the lings spawn, I don't believe. Because they spawned from the bottom of the hatchery when he was in the north, so.
Yeah. Although it
However, as
does
I say that, we
have
do
the
have a
wall.
double,
Yeah.
yeah, the double depot wall coming up. So that could be a response to what it scouted, or it could be, hey, I'm playing 12 pool bot. I better get a
Yeah.
wall. Deer is actively developed, or at least it was when 12 pool bot existed, so.
So there's nothing to answer these Zerglings here apart from a lot of repair. And a Reaper's coming out now, so
Yeah. And it looks like 2 SCVs to repair each depot, which is more than enough to deal with all the lings you can cram in that area.
yeah. So this might just be all these lings going face first into the supply depot wall.
But the overreaction of the repairing, it could take a while for Tier to get the economy to move out to win the game, but
Yeah.
I feel like trickle of lings versus wall with repair only has one logical ending.
Yeah, unfortunately so.
Let's see what Tier's following it up with though. He does have a reactor now on the barracks and a factory coming down.
Not many more lings coming flooding in.
Yeah, interestingly, no barracks units being produced. I wonder if he's trying to build a
Weird.
command center. Oh, he's swapping the add-ons. I see.
Oh, but is this gonna actually get to as many drones? Because this Reaper is not taking out these Zerglings very fast.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You can take the, you
yeah.
can kill the Reaper right now, and the things will still never getting in. When
Yeah,
it's 2 SCVs per depot.
yeah,
Maybe with roaches behind or something, but
yeah. This is not looking good. Hellion comes out, Marine comes out. That is
yeah.
not looking good.
Yeah, these aliens are getting nice amount of
Yeah.
splash damage, and whatever pool of lings there was.
Yeah, Hellion
It's back
versus
down to
Wings
his trickle
is
size.
you're gonna pull out some roast zerglings from behind those supply depots. Those SCVs are going out there and like, I am having barbecue tonight. Well, maybe not. Yeah, some barbecue lings. So now
Tier does stand on the wall, so there's the chance that Zerglings can get in while the wall is open, but there's just not lings anymore.
yeah,
Like 2 lings versus 3 Hellions, who cares if they get in?
yeah, pretty much. Now it looks like Tier will move out. And
Is he going for the throats? I think he is.
yeah,
Expanding behind it.
I don't think there's any more
Sometimes
side.
bots stuff a cheese and they decide to, you know, build 7 bases before they move out to get the kill. But looks like Tier is gonna save us from a long match here. Although the Lynx did kind of take a different path and they're able to swing around. Maybe you get a Hellion here. Just don't think it.
No, I don't think so.
Nemo on the other side of the map.
More Hellions in the base.
Yeah. And there was a trickle of drones coming out of 12 pool bots, and he was able to take an expansion. It's a very, very slow transition, but there was a very minor transition happening here.
Yeah. I don't think with his name though he can really justify going anything else. And have we
It
actually?
actually gives me a flashback to one of the favorite Terran bots that hasn't been around for a while, which is Gen Z bot. He used to have really nice Hellions involved in an early push with marine drops.
Yeah, I wonder what happened to
CVZ was actually really pretty.
Gen Z around in a long time. Be good to have you back if you're watching Gen Z. Come back and join us.
I think his bot is open source, so I think we're capable of putting it on the ladder again. We've done that for bots in the past. We've brought back.
Yeah. I think we have. What was it? The veteran.
Well, veterans one,
Veteran,
sure,
yeah,
yeah.
veteran, yeah.
Really beautiful Terran bot. Beautiful code as well.
Yeah. Oh god, that was
And
brilliant.
we brought back. He was that Zerg bot. He was actually the one I based my bot off of originally. That it's a Java bot.
Oh,
I
it
can't remember
was
the name.
um.
H-Jax made it.
Oh yeah. Oh god. No, not Caninana. It was.
I was thinking Caninana too. It's
was
probably something like that.
Something beginning with K. Anyway, it was.
Kagamine.
Kagamine, that's the one. Yes. Oh god, that was a great bot. Yeah.
Yeah, we brought that back on the ladder at one point.
Yeah.
Revived it from death because it was left as open source.
Yeah.
It was an interesting bot. It was able to do like Zergling surrounds.
Yeah.
It would run past the army a little bit and then a move with the Zerglings to get a nice little surround the way humans do.
It was the first one that really done that. Really had sort of like the good micromanagement of the units.
I think the only bot to do that.
Yeah.
It's also the only bot who like made that many Zerglings that like the game to do it.
Yeah.
Most bots will transition into something else, but
yeah.
if you are gonna make like 1 million Zerglings, that's probably the way to use them against a full army.
Yeah. Okay, so Deer has broken off the attack a bit, so I think just waiting for the right moment, right number of units to come across the map again and obliterate 12 4 bots.
Interesting they unsieges his tanks when he sees Zerglings. He is aware of the dangers of splash damage, I guess.
Doesn't want us to splash on his own units.
I'm gonna be interested to see what the units lost tab looks like. That's 190 units killed to 10. Okay.
Okay, yeah. That's not looking good for 12 4 bot.
Some of what's putting on just enough pressure that he's keeping himself alive.
Yeah.
Like if I trickle units at him forever, then he's never gonna kill me.
He's up to 4 bases now, so there's a possibility here that, you know, you could just take the entire map and keep Tier back. But I wouldn't imagine so. Tier will come out soon enough. It's like the Zap Brannigan tactic, I think you call this. It's where like, do these killer robots have a kill count? Can we overflow that kill count?
That's definitely my style of dealing with Phoenixes.
Yeah.
So you can only lift up so many SCVs until you're out of energy, so just kill them all, go ahead.
Yeah.
I believe Zap did win an award for that strategy, so yeah.
I mean, it's definitely one worth doing, but yeah. I'd just rather not be in his army when he done it.
It was probably an Elon Musk designed robots. Right?
Yeah.
If he has like,
Yeah,
if it has a preset kill count, I can only imagine someone afraid of AI would do that.
That's right. I'm still waiting for our first bot to be made in ChatGPT. But
ChatGPT is definitely aware of the Python botting API. So
yeah.
if you pester it enough, it can probably build a bot with the correct code.
Yeah.
Someone did try asking ChatGPT, build me a bot that beats arrows. I don't think it succeeded.
Yeah, I don't think it's
feel
gonna
like
work. So now we have Tier finally pushing out, taking down one base. Yeah. I think I'm going to fast forward this now. I think there is zero chance for 12 full bot to come back.
I'd say so.
GG, well played to Tier.
I do like how when he's losing his last base, he's still funneling Zerglings across the map, though.
Oh, absolutely. You know,
the 2 Zergling counterattack.
Why break a winning tactic now, eh? Alright, so that's game 1 to Tier. Let's have a look at game 2. Should we have...
Definitely shows the power of 12 pool, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
The bot, though, is probably like written in an afternoon, and it's still being able to qualify for tournaments.
Yeah, it's still qualifying for the tournaments and, like, you know, causing a few problems here and there, especially for Eris. But yeah, doesn't quite have the power I think needs at the moment. But I'm good to go with game 2 when you are.
Yeah, other bots are worried about when to start their 3-3 upgrades and when to take their 4th base. And
yeah,
while they're worried about developing that code, 6-lings arrive in their base at the 1 minute mark. Like, oh, okay, never mind, I'm dead.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm all good to go.
All right, going in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, we are on Stargazers this time, and up in the top left-hand corner, it is 12 for bot. Long live the queens.
And in the top right, as it's a vertically symmetrical map, horizontally symmetrical map, I guess it is. I don't actually know terminology for that, but it is the Blue Terran Tier.
Yeah, I think horizontal symmetrical because yeah, you're basically mirroring it along the horizontal. So
it's mirrored horizontally, but then the mirroring line is vertical. So
yes.
I'm not quite sure how to phrase that.
Anyway, I think people get the idea.
Yeah. They're not in opposite corners.
In a surprise to absolutely no one, it's a spawning ball down at 12 ball.
Yeah.
And
I know Zozo, our local favorite pro brush bot, actually designed a build where he would pro brush through the back door on this map. He would like mine out those 40 minerals in the mineral patch there.
Yeah, I did see
the nice thing about a pro brush is you don't have to send workers to mine it out. Like, your attack is the mine out.
Yeah. No, that's really good.
It must have caused havoc for bots that are reliant on like walling off to survive a worker rush.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the Zerglings do sneak out again unspotted, but that's no change from last game. Tier did see the pool, and that's probably enough. Yeah,
I think
there goes the
saw
wall.
It, yeah, there's the wall coming up, and out comes the Reaper. And I'm interested to see how many kills the Reaper does actually get, like, because I missed it last game.
Yeah. It doesn't. It's actually he's gonna lose a Zergling. That's minor gain over last game. Yeah.
There we go. Get the SCV.
Oh, and the Reaper gets dumb in the low ground.
Oh.
No, okay, it's coming back up.
Yeah. I was going to say, that was a minor problem there.
Yeah, if it somehow gets behind the Zerglings, maybe it'll get chased out into the middle of the map. And now Speedlink should be able to kill a Reaper when speed finishes. But right now its retreat path is to jump up the cliff, which is fine for it.
Yeah. So it's not getting as much damage done as it did last game, but then again it's distracting the Zerglings quite a lot. So.
And even last game you couldn't kill the Zerglings faster than they're coming in. It wasn't until the Hellions came out that the Zergling count actually shrunk instead of grew.
Yeah.
But the problem is you can fill that entire ramp with Zerglings, they're still not getting in past
it's,
the Marines, part of the SCVs.
2 SCVs on each ramp, then on each depot, then you're fine.
Yeah. Alright, speed is finished. That Reaper gets in a bad position. He will get surrounded.
Yeah.
Speed is actually causing it to jump a lot more, so that means it's actually shooting less frequently now.
Yeah, there's a lot more Zerglings there now than there were last game, but yeah.
Yeah.
That problem is going to be solved by these Hellions that are coming out very soon. Yeah, there we go.
So unfortunately last game would be the high Reaper count, kill count game. This is the high Hellion kill count game. Oh, Reaper's down actually.
Yeah, Reaper's gone.
Too many jumps. Look at that angle on the Hellions too. It's frying the entire line of...
That's the best possible angle we got there. Like 12 kills on one, 10 on the other.
I don't think any bot is sophisticated enough to try to figure out Hellion line damage for like optimal splash.
But yeah, I think it's not a planned move, but it certainly worked out pretty well for him.
Yeah.
Again. Hopefully just see a little bit of move out soon.
Yeah, it might be a little bit different this game. I see a starport before command center. I think that's different.
Yeah.
Not sure what's going to come out of the reactor.
As we were talking about,
I guess.
As we were talking
no
about
bio
before,
yet.
Tier does have a lot of different builds, so
yeah. No need them for them against this strategy. You just kind of have like your anti-Zergling rush build and or variation, and that's good enough. And it probably would be a variation. It doesn't really matter what build you set out to do at the start of the game. You probably have to adjust to deal with the fact you're getting 12 gold. And it will be medevacs. Okay, so the first medevac is being built before the first bio unit. Almost.
It does look like Tier is getting a little bit confused, and one Hellion does go down.
Yeah, ended up on the wrong side of the wall there.
Yep. It seems like it's getting a bit confused, sending all these Hellions to the back of the back base. But
yeah, I think he's trying to move across the map, but with the walls down, they end up going towards the pocket expand.
Ah, there we go.
But now they've been on the outside, as you said.
Well, that may end up working in his favour because now he's moving out with a higher Hellion count.
Yeah. I think that you have to stop to kill the Zerglings allows the bio to kind of keep pace almost. It's going to work out really well, actually.
It doesn't take them long to kill the Zerglings, but
yeah, even just stopping to shoot once buys a little bit of time for the Marines to catch up.
Yeah, so Queen is going to go down, maybe. That's going to be a huge win there for Tier.
Dim is available on this range as well.
Yeah.
Dim and Medevacs is a really deadly combination. And I think we're going to get a much quicker end to the game here. At least the natural will go down. Let's see what happens afterwards. Although, no, wait a minute. No, Marines are getting the heck out of there. It might be up for this attack.
What the Hellion? They don't do a lot of damage to the hatchery, but they will eventually kill it.
They might be on retreat mode. No, just the Marines on retreat mode.
Just Marines retreat for the moment.
Maybe to support the natural base going up. That'd be one of those generic pieces of code, like, you know, when I expand, defend the expansion until the GF's done or something.
Yep. I Another queen
Oh, he's
comes
again
out,
quite low.
so I think he might be able to just hold off this attack actually. With the queen there.
I get 2 more Hellions, but yeah, that's it. 1 Hellion remaining. Third hatchery on the way. No drones, but third hatchery. Yeah.
Yeah, because 20 workers is not going to be enough to saturate that. So Medevac's returning home.
Looks like Tyr's.
Yep.
Yeah, looks like Tyr's actually trying to mine out the pocket base. It's always interesting when bots have actually coded something very specifically for this map.
You say that, but he's standing the SCV there, and the SCV decides to return without actually mining it.
Yeah, I think it was sent to mine the map.
Yeah.
The patch that was already gone.
Yeah.
It's not the cleanest code in the world, but it's effective.
It works, yeah. As more and more Zerglings go slowly to their death. 190 of them now. Yep. Nice. We are about to, I believe, hit the 200. Yes, that one was the 200th drone kills. I don't know if he gets a special prize for it, but yeah.
The Zerglings.
Yeah.
A little bit of an SCV dance going on in the mineral line in Tyr's main base.
Oh, I think he might have done something, messed up his speed mining code or something.
Yeah. Or it could be like SCV's looking for a patch that doesn't have 2 SCVs already on it. They have nowhere to go.
Oh, that's almost another base up.
Yeah, as soon as that third base finished, all the dancing SCVs found somewhere to go.
Ah, good.
It is an interesting question. What do you do with workers when you're already fully saturated?
Yeah. I mean, just set them to mine random patches. They bring in some extra, even if it's not much.
Yeah, you can distance mine. That'll help a little bit, but that also means you might lose all those SCVs, and they can come in handy when you do have to expand again. I know Benbot likes to keep them on the front line for repairs.
Yeah. All good options.
So just waiting on when Tyr will decide to end this one.
Yep, I think hopefully he'll come across the map pretty soon. I'm not sure if there is a specific kind of army count he's waiting for.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. I mean, the army supply he knows his opponent has is 0. Yeah. Because whenever he sees army, it dies. So he definitely should think it has the army elite. Bots aren't always true. It isn't always true when bots have it.
Yeah.
Think they have the army elite, but in this case, it's very true.
Still on 3 hatcheries, sending drones straight across the map. Yep.
What will be the push out? Is up to 125 supply now. Vikings out to the army. Just in case the Zerglings get blasted so high in the air by the siege tanks that they threaten medevacs.
Well, you never know. Oh, don't make us wait to 200 tier, come on.
What is that movie? A British zombie movie. Where a zombie like bounces on one landmine and lands on another landmine and gets blasted by that one.
Wasn't 28 days
27
later.
days later.
28 days later. Yeah. I think that was the one.
That's what I want to see. I want to see Zergling get like blasted into a medevac or something.
Yeah, they done a sequel of that was absolutely terrible as well. But yeah, don't recommend watching it. it's 28
I've seen a
weeks.
lot worse
Yeah,
movies than that sequel. Definitely,
yeah,
the sequel doesn't have the same
yeah.
magic that the first one did.
But,
It was just kind of like a whatever sequel.
and in they come. Let's see. Death count 370. 382. Oh,
Material supply is not actually growing that fast at the moment. It's surprising.
yeah.
He's only building from one factory and one barracks.
I hope he's
And
not
he's
going to make
floating
us
like
wait to
7k
200.
minerals. Yeah.
This is,
I think something might have broken his bots a little bit. He's probably supposed to have more production being added on, but he's
yeah.
just still on his one base, his 111 basically. Okay, adding more barracks now.
That's a good sign.
I think we can
Come on,
split this.
yeah, I think let's speed this up a bit. Come on.
Right now, all we're doing is looking at his Zergling kill count.
Yeah. And it's up over 500. 504, there we go. Finally. Oh, it's 169 supply. Tier decides to go.
So we know what 69 represents. Is 169 just like with a spectator or something?
Yeah. So yeah, congratulations there, Tier. We have another win. Drags himself on to 1-1. So yeah, really good match up there. And
Like Caninana has a 2-2 record right now
next up,
in terms of wins and losses. Yeah.
yep. So
Oh no, Caninana is 3-2, so he'd
three
be
and
ahead
two,
of Tier in a
yes,
tie
yeah.
break.
So
Yeah.
yeah, for the moment, yeah. All right, so let's have a look at our next matchup. It is our returning previous champion. It is MicroMachine. 2-0 win against Nikolai in the first round, so quite a comfortable one. Nikolai done really well in that one, I think, and at least gave us a couple of good games.
Don't worry. I won't be slighted by the fact that you called MicroMachine the returning champion.
Oh, sorry, yeah. You are the returning champion, but he's a returning previous champion, if you see what I mean. Returning many-time champion.
Just because he won 7 times,
Yeah. You got one. You got some catching up to do there. It's fine.
Yeah, almost.
But yeah, not much more you can say about Caninana. I get MicroMachine. And
Yeah.
up against MicroMachine this time, it is Xena. Our only random bot in the tournament this time. Beat Dominion Dog in the first round. And yeah, doing
Yeah, it
really
was a
well.
good game.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's always a bot I'm interested in because it's one of those bots that's constantly getting better. So
Yeah, definitely.
there's a few bots that are being worked on harder than others, I would say, and Xena's probably
Yeah.
of the bots in the top 16, one of the bots is probably improving faster than the other ones.
Yeah, definitely. I remember in the first tournament, Xena didn't get too far, but this tournament turned up and really, really in there to make a splash. All right. Let me know when you got the first game up and running.
I'm all good to go.
Okay, going in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, down in the bottom right, it is our red Terran. It is MicroMachine.
And in the top left, spawning as Protoss, we have the blue random player Xena. So yeah, Raf and Unusual are the two authors.
Yeah.
Dyson. They actually made it like a micro macro, where Unusual coded all like the economy parts of MicroMachine, and Raf coded all the fighting parts and army parts of MicroMachine.
Yeah, that's good. So early expand from MicroMachine according to his strategy. Xena doesn't like to tell us the strategy.
Xena once again searching for the impossible proxies.
Yeah.
It's like he couldn't have even proxied to supply depot out here this early, but still gonna check anyways.
So that's a Nexus first from Xena. Pretty greedy
I
there.
like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's gonna have trouble with the Reaper that comes across the map. That's for sure.
Yeah.
He's not gonna have anything but a Zealot to deal with the Reaper. And If I know my Micro Machine, he's not going to die to a Zealot.
Yeah. But at least the Reaper will be able to chase it away a little bit.
Yeah,
And
the
probably
Zealot takes
die.
hits. That's hits
Yeah.
the probes are not taking, I guess.
Yeah. So.
But it's
Yeah.
you know, 30 seconds before the gateway's done. Then you got to build a cyber core, and then you got Chrono to Stalker. So it's going to take a long time to get that Reaper killing unit. I guess Adept works as well, but that also requires a cyber core.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever you're going to build, you need that cyber core down. And it's going to start building now.
Actually, don't even know if sentries require a cyber core or not.
Yes,
they
they do.
don't anymore.
They do, I'm pretty sure, at least.
I think there was a
Yes.
change once where they wanted to give Protoss more early scouting options, so they made it easier to build a sentry for hallucination. I could be
Yeah.
making this up though. This might
No, I
be
think.
an idea that was thrown out there that never went live.
Yeah, no, the cyber core is required for everything except a zealot, so.
There you go.
And another zealot being brought out here. So 2 zealots actually can reasonably effectively chase around a Reaper without dying. As long as they're
Yeah, I mean, if they take hits and they don't die, that's always a good job. And the Reaper is switching targets now, so now both they use up the maximum amount of shields. Couldn't have been going any better so far. And they're going to pass by a shield battery, so they almost took no hull damage at all, just by fluke. The Reaper killed all the shields on one, then switched to the other one, and then they walked by a shield battery.
So Stalker is almost out. I believe Stalker is on the map. And it's going to get to the shield battery again. There we go.
Lucky.
Oh, nice little start there for Xena.
And with Stalker out, I don't suspect that this Reaper will get any kills.
Yeah.
He does get away alive, though. That's something to say.
Yeah. So it looks like Xena got away with the greedy early build.
Yeah, and you know,
Took no damage.
Nexus first. That's the kind of advantage you need against MicroMachine.
Yep.
Kind of want that larger army supply so you can deal with his non-stop meddling.
So
it is, however, one of the maps where MicroMachine gets to speed up his gas mining pretty early on.
yeah.
It's always a nice little economic advantage for him.
So yeah, Cyclones coming out as well. So it looks like a mainly kind of like Stalker, couple of Sentry army for Xena, which is going to do pretty well up against what MicroMachine has, unless they get a huge bio ball, and obviously Stim on the way. So yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Xena has an Immortal, and he's adding on a Twilight and a Forge, so yeah, it's looking like a large ground composition with upgrades is the plan. Nothing Stargate related or anything along those lines.
It would be good to see Xena add on some splash damage though to deal with the Bio army. But it's a relatively small Bio army from MicroMachine actually. Like, it could probably be dealt with by a bunch of Stalkers. Especially with that shield battery there.
Yeah. Immediately chrono boosting blink and +1 attack, so those are probably good for the army composition he currently has. Meanwhile, okay, just kidding. MicroMachine was like, no, never mind.
No,
Did force out the
back
battery
home.
overcharge. I guess it's something.
Yep. But that's gonna come back soon enough, I think.
Yeah, and Zealot actually didn't see the third base go up, so not sure how Xena decides when to expand, but he might still be scared and be staying on 2 base longer than he should.
Yeah.
Ideally, Protoss should take the third base much earlier than Terran, but of course bot meta is much different than human meta, so...
Yeah, I think Xena still has a reasonable, decent sized army, so A move out now would be pretty good for Xena. There's no tanks, I believe, for MicroMachine either, so there's no real splash damage there.
Yeah, he's got them a little bit deeper in his base, his main base, but
yeah,
they'll keep him alive, but they certainly won't help him very much keeping his third base alive. However, the attack looks to be coming in the natural, and the siege tanks will certainly do well there. Got a really nice position.
yeah, and it looks like the army's coming in from the third as well, which is getting a nice surround on the Protoss army and taking out a couple of the Immortals and the Stalkers.
Zealots are attacking.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Oh, this is not a good attack for Xena. MicroMachine is absolutely cleaning up here. All of Xena's huge army advantage is now gone.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird attack. He was like really wanted to walk into the natural, so it was walking through a whole bunch of stim bio.
I don't think.
And of course, by going into the natural, those high ground siege tanks came into play as well.
Yeah, I just don't think he saw the third base. He didn't know it was there. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah, so the Zealot missing that third base actually ended up being a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now he's down 2,500 in units lost, and a gigantic army is pushing out.
Yeah.
Great time to take an opportunity of the fact that you've wiped out the entire Protoss army.
Yeah, I don't think this is a good time to try and take a third base for Xena either. So, yeah, and even more army now goes down. This is not looking good. And an Immortal against lots of Banshees is probably not the best time either. But,
yeah, and it's kind of a big flaw in the Immortals I noticed too, is where they don't prefer shooting armored units. So the Immortals are always shooting Marines instead of the Marauders, and they can like two-shot Marauders. I mean, they're so good versus armored units.
Yeah.
I think they do like 50 or 60 damage per shot. It's pretty insane.
Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna fast forward this now. GG, well played for MicroMachine, taking the 1-0 lead.
Well done. Yeah, the opener was good. I liked the attack timing because MicroMachine expand and Xena didn't, so that's a good time to push out when you have a larger army. Yep. Just the fight did not go well at all. He kind of walked into a bad siege area and had some questionable micro there.
Yeah, he got surrounded a bit, and yeah, that was not a good fight to take, unfortunately. But yeah, I like the attempt. And you know,
if you just saw that third base with the Zealot, then I think you would have attacked the third and would have allowed him to attack the bio in the third base outside of siege tank range. Yeah. The whole fight could have gone so much differently.
No, definitely. It's just those little moments. Yep. And and that's why we do a best of 3.
Yeah. And with the random bots, it's always going to be different. So
yep.
May not get protested at all here.
Okay, good to go when you are.
Yep, good to go.
Okay, going in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, in the top left-hand corner, spawning as the Red Terror, and it is MicroMachine.
And in the bottom right, sending out a couple SCVs already. It is the Terran this time. Xena.
Well, this could
Prepare
be
to die. Yeah. So he's going for Proxy Marauder. Not sure what's happening. Okay, one of these SCVs peeled off to build a depot. That's good.
Yep. And there's another SCV coming across the map now as well. So straight into this corner here. And probably going to see a barracks go down.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, it's not too bad timed. I like the timing of sending those SCVs. Now if he's going to go into Marauder, he's got to get those gases going. Yeah, okay, perfect.
Yep.
Cutting workers a lot, so this is not to like let me build workers and proxy Marauders. This is more let me win the game by proxy Marauders.
Yeah. There is no doubt here that Xena just wants to get as many Marauders into that base of MicroMachine as early as possible. So...
And literally, I think the best counter to Reapers and Hellions early on is Marauders with Concussive Shell.
Yeah.
They're kind of useless beyond that point, so that's why we never see them. But yeah, Concussive Shell Marauders deal so well with the typical early game units of Reaper and Hellion. So that Reaper even steps in range of the Marauders when they have Concussive Shell, it's going to go down.
Yeah. So Tech labs coming down, ready for those marauders. And what does MicroMachine have? MicroMachine's bringing out the Reaper, but bringing down the command center. This is not the kind of thing you want against proxy marauders.
Well, we'll see how he handles the vision issue with the ramp, because he is going up against a walled-off ramp, and he doesn't have any air spotters unless he floats one of those barracks.
Yeah. Although the Reaper is coming across. And there is nothing really to deal with his Reaper at home.
But that can be as long as he doesn't do this and send his marauders all the way home to deal with it.
Yeah.
I was about to say, if the Reaper's across the map, the marauders should be doing more damage on the other side than one Reaper can do on this side, but...
Well...
Unfortunately, like many bots, probably including my own, there's no concept of base trading, I guess.
You say that one Marauder is going to come in nice and early. Try and...
That's true.
Get this down.
Yeah, factory's not done yet for MicroMachine, so...
So yeah, only 4 workers lost, so...
Oh, those marauders can't get range. If they can just get range once, they'll be able to slow that Reaper down enough to stutter step on it. There it goes.
There,
yeah,
and the Reaper
perfect.
is dead.
Oh no, don't back up! Luckily there's no jump there for him.
Oh, there we go. As 3 Marauders do take down the supply depot now, and MicroMachine's in real trouble here.
Yeah, Siege Tank just started, but Siege Tank's not great. Now, the one thing that does really, really well versus Proxy Marauder is actually SCVs, surprisingly. So, he does need to continually kite backwards versus these SCVs. But the SCVs are a little hesitant in how they're coming in, and the Marines aren't coming with them. Like, if he just A-moved all of his SCVs and Marines, I think he would have walked over these Marauders pretty easily.
Yeah.
But now there's like 6 Marauders, I don't see any chance. Siege Tank can go down quickly.
Well, you say that, but not that quickly.
Yeah, the Marauders are actually like, well, the barracks is lower, so I'm going to prioritize that. Which is often good logic to have, you know, shooting the lower hit point units, but
alright. Well,
that was the case. Yeah.
This has been a really well executed plan from Xena. I'm going to fast forward this now. There is no chance for MicroMachine. MicroMachine in a bit of trouble. If he doesn't just float all his buildings around everywhere. I hope Xena has something in there to take out air units.
He had an issue destroying floating structures not too long ago.
Okay.
But the author was aware of it, so and actively worked on plot. And it does look like MicroMachine does land periodically.
Ah yes, we've got a Vikings there, we got a Viking there, it's fine. Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all good. GG. So 1-1. We have ourselves a series, guys. Let's get the third game up.
The ace match everyone loves.
Ace match, guys. Yep. This should be a fun one. And just loading up now. Alright. I am good to go when you are.
All set.
Okay, going in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, down in bottom left hand corner, it's our red Terran. It is MicroMachine.
And in the top right, moving out 2 SCVs once again, it is Xena. Sends them out, and then he sends them back, and then one of them comes back to build a supply depot, and then he goes out again.
MicroMachine going for a different tactic this time. I'm not sure if it will deal any better with the proxy marauders, but I'm fairly sure that Xena is going to go for exactly the same thing as we saw last game. So, yeah.
Yeah, he said standard. I think last game was considered fast expand,
Yes.
where he went barracks, Reaper, in-base command center.
Yeah.
So I'm going to guess maybe he goes for a gas before... Yeah, so he's doing gas after barracks. I think we're going to see a factory before command center. So I do think this will be a better response for MicroMachine.
Yeah.
And the barracks are actually going down a little bit late this time. The SCVs were dancing around a bit on his side of the map and
Oh,
built the racks a little later than they could. But just
but
a few seconds.
yeah, I think it's going to come down to how well MicroMachine can deal with the strategy again. Obviously, if the Reaper can do a bit of a better job as well.
Yeah, I think the Reaper did well. It's
Yeah.
got 3 or 4 kills. It pulled 2 Marauders back. I don't think he's the guy to blame about last game. Like, he did his job.
Yeah. It's like,
Maybe he could have stayed alive a little bit longer and distracted the Marauders, but
it's like the guy's like, I'm just doing my job.
yeah,
So yeah, factory's coming down.
you can blame that on the other departments.
Yeah. Ooh, and of course this is Inside and Out, where the initial first base has this annoying little barracks speed mining thing.
Oh yeah, so he's taking an early gas quicker early on.
Yeah.
Another nice little boost for MicroMachine.
So,
Kind of like he just spent 100 minerals and gained 2 SCVs right away.
Yeah.
Which will eventually pay for itself, but
nope, according to Xena. The first 2 Marauders are on the way back.
so the ramp and the jump down I noticed are a little bit closer to each other this time. So I think there is a chance this Reaper won't go down as easily as last time, because I don't think it'll get trapped in a corner as easily.
Yeah, so where are the Marauders to deal with this?
Yeah, but actually it looks like a third Marauder is going home. So only one Marauder is going to be on MicroMachine's side of the map.
And interestingly, interestingly, the Reaper is going after the SCVs that are on the gas as well. So that's going to really interfere with the Marauder count.
Yeah, and with only one Marauder there.
Yeah.
Marauder's actually dying to the bio. And that siege tank is almost out.
Oh no.
Yeah, he didn't even break in time. I thought the question was, would the supply depot go down before? And a nice response out of Xena. He's like, you know what? Wall off, siege tank, let's end this attack.
Yeah.
We're not doing that anymore.
Yeah, so Xena's still a long way down on workers, but he doesn't care. He's going to go in with 3 more Marauders in here.
Yeah, that Reaper's still alive, by the way.
Cool.
Even with concussive shell.
I think that's a separate Marauder, is it? Reaper, is it? Because that's only got 1 kill on it.
Oh yeah, you might be right.
2, yeah. So I think that's a new Reaper entirely.
Marauder's still testing the front line.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is looking really bad for Xena. He doesn't even have an orbital yet, let alone expansion, but meanwhile, MicroMachine is speed binding his gas and about to take his natural base.
Yeah. Such a good
Although
map.
maybe as he takes the natural base, the Marauders will have a chance. Marauders do pick off a Marine here.
Oh, very close to picking off that
And a
Cyclone. Yeah.
Oh, almost, yeah.
Ow, ow, according to Xena.
Again, he cannot reach that siege tank though, so... Oh, and there's even Banshees out now.
Oh no.
Yeah, I was hoping maybe for Xena that he could like somehow jump the siege tank when MicroMachine took his natural, but no, it's just not gonna happen. Now there's 6 Marauders versus a Banshee.
And
yeah, I think the 2 base versus 1 is just gonna be too much for him.
Yeah. By the looks of things. And another Banshee coming around the other side as well. This Banshee's just gonna get stuck here, killing Marauders.
And nothing but Marauders popping out.
Yeah.
So like most cheese builds, there's really not a thought of a follow-up. Which I think is the correct way to code it, right? If you're coding a follow-up, you're not really committing to the cheese. You know, it's got to be all or nothing.
Yeah. Got it all in. The clue's in the name. It's all in.
Yeah. But nice adjustment there by MicroMachine.
Yeah.
Makes a less safe build, or less greedy build, gets that siege tank out nice and fast, and ends up with a wall in the siege tank.
And now all the workers are going to get destroyed from Xena. I think it's time to
Yeah.
fast forward this.
Yeah.
GG MicroMachine.
Oh, they don't even get the SCV. You don't even get the Marines down.
Yeah.
I thought they at least, die for a reason.
No. No reason for death in our tournaments. Sorry.
Whew, the Unions lost this game.
Yeah.
About
Not
10-1.
good. Oof. Nasty. Alright.
Well done,
There we
MicroMachine.
have it. MicroMachine moves on to 2-0.
Loses the
And
perfect record, but
not
maintains the
always. Yeah. It's good to
2-0.
get that over with early in the tournament, I find. You know. Alright, let's have a look at our final game of the night. It is going to be Zozo. Rather surprisingly, I think, losing to Octopus in the first round. So, yeah, but still very good bot with good chances. Didn't bring out the worker rush, which Octopus had a perfect response for. So,
Yeah.
so Zozo decided I'm not going to bring out the worker rush, and then didn't really have a good follow up. So, yeah.
I guess that means Octopus is an actively worked on bot then, right?
It is,
There's
yeah.
no way that he already had that worker rush defense like a long time ago.
Yeah,
I figured he was just like a 4-gate bot way back in the day, and I thought that was it. But
yeah,
yeah, that's kind of cool that he's getting updated still.
yeah. And his opponent, it will be Spud. Another long time bot. Obviously been updated quite a lot. But yeah, lost in the first round up against Sharkbot. But yeah,
Yeah,
still.
really solid Terran. One of the best bio-based bots we've seen. So he's had some wars versus
Oh yeah,
against Rasper, some Spiny and Eris. He's put out some good fights there.
yeah. It's
But
definitely one of the best bots we've seen. That's been active over a very, very long period. So
yeah,
cool.
longer than me, I think.
Yeah, definitely. All right, let's have a look at game one.
I'm all set.
So I'm just loading in. Yeah, see if Zozo does decide to bring out the worker rush, or if he has gotten past that now. But it's interesting
Uh,
to see that he didn't bring out against Octopus, so maybe he's seen the Octopus response. So I don't know. But,
yeah, Zozo's definitely actively worked on. I'm gonna
yeah,
guess that that response was so cool by Octopus that he knew it wouldn't work
yeah,
against it. But I did mention it earlier. This is the map where that does have the back door you can mine through. So
yeah.
I wonder if that will be an option here from Zozo.
All right, I'm good to go when you are.
I'm all set.
Right, going in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, up in the top left-hand corner of Stargazers, it is our veteran bot. It is Sput.
And in the top right, keeping us guessing, it is now the one probe rush of Zozo, the red protons. We've seen him send no probes, we've seen him send some probes, and we've seen him send all probes, but this is the first time we've seen him
Yeah.
send one.
Oh, okay. It's a few more coming now. Don't worry.
Yeah, okay, I guess. So the first one is to mess with the wall off, I guess.
Yeah.
And the rest are to get in.
Yeah. So it's just gonna sit there on the ramp. Not gonna let you. Not gonna let you make your barracks, mate. Can't build here, mate.
It's
Build,
just a place to build the barracks, though. That is a place that can keep the SCV safe.
yeah.
You know, like 70% of the time. No, he canceled it. Okay, never mind.
Oh,
You
very
saw
good.
the pros, he's like, nope, not doing that.
Oh,
Which is too bad, because I think that barracks would have finished,
yeah.
just based on its location.
Oh, and now
Um,
all of the workers are getting together in the little huddle at the back.
yeah, so we saw this last week, right? Where he was like stacking his workers against, who was it? Was it Sharky?
Yeah,
Sharky
Sharkbot.
bot?
Yeah, yeah,
And it didn't work at all because he wasn't facing a full-on probe rush, but yeah, I
this
think the
time he
idea is to
is.
stack up and then just like one-shot a probe, but these
Yeah,
the probe micro is too good. He's not getting a range to one-shot the probes.
yeah. Zozo's micro on this is brilliant, and also remember on top of this, Zozo is mining at home, so yeah, I think.
This worked for Spud in the past. I remember when everyone else is struggling with worker rushes, he's just like, you just
Yeah.
gotta jump them.
Oh,
Yeah, and ended up getting a couple kills
top
there, which
pile.
is
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. That's a good start there. Spud, but he's just not mining anything. You see
Yeah,
Zozo is already kind of like got a couple of miners going and
yeah. He's gonna be starting
producing
his gateway
progress.
soon. He's
Yeah.
up to about 7 or so probes at home. Oh, and a little broken on the.
Oh, and
Yeah, he's
Nat.
not stacking anymore. It's something like really weird, but Spud, and it's not good for him.
Oh no, and Spud's just gonna lose all of his workers here. What are you doing? No.
I wonder if he's like at the 2 minute mark. He's like, hey, it's been 2 minutes,
Yeah.
so worker rush time period is done.
Yeah. Possibly not the right response, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think he was kind of dead anyways,
Yeah.
unless Zozo really started bleeding probes quickly. So this kind of just speeds up the process a bit.
Right.
Right, so he's got
And
barracks and one worker. No, it's got barracks and soon to be 0 workers.
yeah, I think we should fast forward this now.
Yep. With that going down, there actually will be no money left to build another SCV.
Yep.
I guess you could cancel the barracks to build an SCV.
Yeah.
If you wanted to try hard.
I don't think it would make a lot of difference though. The only question now is to whether this entire solo probe will finish off the command center, or whether
Yeah, kind of will in the game before the Stalker Immortal push comes.
Oh no, the Stalker's coming for the glory. All the glory boys at the end with the Stalkers.
And the SCVs are starting again because he canceled the barracks.
Oh, poor Spud.
Yeah, so Spud definitely wrote that worker rush defense code before Zozo even existed.
Yeah.
And Zozo took worker rush to a whole nother level. So
Yeah, I think you need an extra level of worker rush defense against Zozo. Because you've
yeah.
not just got to defend the worker rush, because you know Zozo is building up at home. You've got to maintain some form of income and deal with it in a way like that. It's
Yeah, and most of the probe rushes are like written in a couple hours, right? Zozo has put a lot more work into really perfecting all the different scenarios that worker rush scenario can get into, and then he developed it into a macro build as well by building a pylon at home and leaving some money to build probes.
All right, I'm good to go when you are.
Yeah, I'm all set.
All right, it's for game 2, going in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, in the top right hand corner, looking to come back from a stinging loss, it is Spud.
And in the bottom left, it is the red probe rush bot himself. It is Zozo. It looks like he's going with the same strategy.
Why change a winning tactic, eh?
Yeah, yeah. There's the pylon, and I'm guessing we're going to see the push out. Yep, here they go now as they're returning the probe. As they're returning the minerals, they do push out.
Yep.
Leaving
All coming in.
75 minerals to build more probes with.
Yep. 25 more than needed. And he is not going to get to build a barracks there.
It's actually the perfect amount because by the time you get to 100, your first probe is finished. So you're,
okay, yeah.
yeah, well, almost perfect. He's at 45 when the first probe finished.
Yeah. So
All right, here we go.
will he get the first probe? He will.
He does get the first probe. Yeah, that's something.
Yeah.
If he gets lucky on this little micro technique he's doing here.
Yeah.
Let's see how it works.
4 more of those would be good. Oh, some really nice micro there from Zozo.
Yeah, Zozo's just not letting them get in range.
Yeah. It's almost like
It's like he's got a leaf blower on the end of these these SCVs and just pushing away those probes.
It's almost like a.
And that is the problem, right? You can just never let these probes be in peace because they'll always be right on top of you.
Yeah.
If you attack them, they'll just retreat, but if you don't attack them, they'll be right on top of you again.
Yeah, it's more like a distraction rush than anything else. It's like, here, come and chase all my probes. I'm really still mining at home. But
yeah, and I like that. That's smart. I mean, the power of the probe rush is not like its killing ability; it's invulnerability. We'll say.
Yeah.
Right, so you can use that invulnerability to like slowly win the game, but you can also use that invulnerability to just distract him while you're macroing better at your side of the map.
Yeah, oh, and now it looks like Spud's getting out of shape slightly. Losing one.
Yeah, it looks like...
Yeah.
I think there's some sort of, this is kind of weird, these
This is
staff
kind of
fighting.
a weird little attack here, and yeah, it looks like Spud's getting absolutely destroyed.
Yeah, I think it's a time thing. I think it's like about 2 minutes just for
Yeah,
guy that go back to mining.
yeah. He tries to get the barracks up, but I don't think he's going to manage it.
Yeah, we're going to see a mirror image of game one, I believe.
Yeah.
Maybe the barracks finishes this time, I don't know.
Alright.
But yeah, we do have
Yeah.
a good
I'm
10
going to
probes on the other side of the map building the cyber core soon.
fast forward this. Yeah. I think, yeah, it's going to be the Glory Boys, and the Stalker's going to come and finish us off. So, and the barracks does finish this time, so even cancelling the barracks is not going to make him build an SCV.
He's got 0 minerals, so yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe you can flood the barracks to a corner.
always one to get us back on schedule, Zozo. We appreciate it. Alright, so a 2-0 win for Zozo there, bringing him back to 1-1. So, but Spud on 0-2, it is looking pretty grim for Spud at the moment. But we'll see them next week, or in 2 weeks' time, possibly in 3 weeks' time. Yeah, Zozo doing what Zozo does.
Yeah, so we do have, next week will be the finish of
Yeah,
the second round, right? And then we got
yes,
2 more weeks, that'll be
yeah,
round 3.
yeah,
And that'll end the round robin-ish part of the game, part of the
yes,
series.
yes. We may have some tiebreakers, but we will have more news on that probably next
Okay.
week. So let's have a look briefly at our table. Bear in mind that half of these bots have only played one game and half of them have played two. But obviously Ketroc top, the only bot with a perfect 4-0 record at the moment. Eris
Yeah.
could match that next week, along with.
No, I'm better than Eris.
Oh,
If
okay,
you're really the best bot, he should be 4-0 right now.
yeah.
He's
So
just not trying hard enough is his problem.
yeah, definitely should be
But
4-0
yeah,
after
lots of
playing.
opportunities for 4-0 actually. There's four perfect bots to play next week.
Yeah. So Xena, Caninana, Zozo, and Tia all on 1-1. Caninana should be, and obviously Benbot, Dominion Dog, Smooth Brain, and Nikolai all still to play their second game, with Spudder and 12 pool bots sitting at the bottom of the tables at the moment. None of these bots are fully eliminated yet, but it's not looking good for Spud and 12 pool bot, unfortunately.
Can
So
a 1-2 record make it through? Like,
yes,
oh, we got 16 and 8 to go through, right? Yeah, so it
yes.
must be possible,
So
right?
there will be
Okay.
tiebreakers between bots that are 1 and 2, or well, maybe tiebreakers between bots that are 1 and 2. We will
Yeah.
find out. So yes, that will be.
Depends how many 2-1 bots there are, I guess. It could be possible that all the top 8 bots are perfect
Yeah,
record or 2-1. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, I got it.
So
My
yeah,
brain's got mapped out now.
I will figure out the math. Don't worry, guys. The math does work on this, so it's all good. All right, so that is our stream for this week. Thank you everyone
Awesome.
for watching. Thank you, Ketroc, again. It's been great to have you along, and hope to see you
Yeah.
next week if you're up for it.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome.
Same bad time.
So thanks everyone for watching. See you again. Catch you later.